Hello friends, warm greetings to you all viewers. My name is Jackie Ssembuusi and I serve with Ava Mission Africa. I serve with the children's department, and at Ava Mission Africa we call it Ava Kids Story. I would like to start with the reason as to why we decided to work in the Ava Kids Ministry. You know, many of us went through Sunday school. Personally, I did. I went through Sunday school, and what was taught to us there was generally singing, and then they would read for us a few stories, and then you would call it a day. Sometimes we not even really have so much to discuss. And then also, we've also gone through schools and we've studied CRE, that is Christian Religious Education. And you realize that it is, what is taught to the children is really small. So the why here is that after looking at all these, the content that are given to the children in Sunday schools, in primary schools, in nursery schools, we realize that the children are not receiving enough knowledge about God, especially on a personal basis. So we realized that we needed to do something that would help the children come in contact with God by themselves. And that is why we call it Ava Kids Story. So in this kids story, we tell the Bible story to the children, knowing clearly that children are not very good at reading the Bible. We realize that many Bibles are just words. There's so many words, and children love to see. Children love pictures. And if a Bible is not having pictures, the children may get bored along the way. So we realized this and thought that we could join hands with friends around the world and try to make this story more interactive and impressive for the children. So we started reading the story. I read the story and I internalize it. Once I have internalized the story, I am going to come to the children, have a small group of them sit together. We have a bit of play just to bring them closer and attention so that they are involved. Then I will tell them the story the way our grandparents used to tell us stories back then by the fireplace. We would sit and they would tell you, long ago there was this and this and this person, and then they would ask you the lessons that you have learned from there. So we have tried to incorporate the storytelling into the Bible, and that is what we do with the children. So we tell the story to the children and then ask them to retell. Now the retelling bit of it is having a child tell us the story again in their own words. And after they have told the story in their own words, they are going to tell us what stood out for them or what they like most in the story. I'll give an instance. A story like Jesus walking on water from Matthew, I think it's Matthew 14 from 22 to 33, where Jesus walked on water after telling the disciples to cross, and then he phoned them when there was storm. So we'll ask a child, we'll tell the story and ask you what part stood out for you in this story. And a child is going to tell you, I liked the part where Peter told Jesus to save him, and then Jesus told him, courage, do not be afraid, and then he picked him away from when he was going to sink, picked him up and then put him back in the boat. So you realize that children are going to be able to retell this story. And once they have retold the story, they will tell you, this is what I liked about it, and then this is the lesson that I have learned from today's story. So this is exactly what we do with the children, and we've realized that the children are loving it, because when we are doing the retell, we do it with lots of games. We can make children run around, we can pass a ball, and then there's this jukebox, a lot of things that we do, just creativity. So this kid's story is full of creativity. The children love it. And you can put this even in different homes. By the way, we can have also this done in homes because we do it in very small groups and everyone loves it. Yes, and how far we have done this, you know, we started this a year ago, and I must say that we have moved, because I remember we started with a group of 6 schools. We launched it in 6 schools, and as I talk now, this is 2024, we started it in 2023. We are now in 22 primary and nursery schools. We also move into the ghetto and talk to the children in the ghetto, those ones that are in slums. Yes, so we sit with them and tell this story. And I'm telling you that the children are loving it. And we are realizing that the children are not just going to Sunday schools, but they're sitting in their different communities and they are telling the story. And the story is also being told to the parents. Personally, my children go to one of the schools where our program is. And these children come back home and tell me, Mommy, today teacher Edith or this other teacher taught us this, you know, and then you ask, what story did you learn? And then they are able to tell you the entire story. How amazing that is. Because many of us, it is very difficult for us to master, to just cram a scripture, you know. But with this kid's story, a child is able to tell you an entire scripture, an entire story, however big it is, they're able to tell you the entire thing. And most importantly, the children tell us the lessons that they have learned from the story. And then these lessons, we ask them, what are you going to do about them, about what you have learned? Because if a child answers a question like, I have learned to have faith in God, and then you ask, so what are you going to do exactly with what you have learned? And they will tell you, I am going to have more faith, and I'm going to pray, and I'm going to be sharing this with other people. And you realize that the message of Christ is actually moving by far and wide. The children themselves are taking the gospel of Jesus to different people. They're taking it to their friends, they're taking it to their teachers, they're taking to the parents, and they're taking to the neighbors in the different communities where they are. And I'm telling you that if this continues to happen, the world will be a better place, because the message is moving through the children and from the children to the elders. Thank you so much.